Hello, and welcome to Great Sleep. Get ready to listen and relax. Today I'm going to tell you a story about a village in the mountains that had a magical winter. In the heart of the snowy mountains, nestled between towering peaks and glistening snow-covered pines, lay a small village. The villagers relied on magic to survive the harsh winters that blanketed their homes in a thick layer of snow. The cozy cottages, with their thatched roofs and smoke curling from their chimneys, stood as a testament to their resilience. Aidan Frostwood, a master weaver, was an integral part of the village. His nimble fingers wove intricate patterns into warm blankets and sturdy clothing that kept the villagers warm during the bitter cold. Aidan's tall frame and graying hair gave him an air of wisdom and experience. He was respected by all for his skill and dedication to his craft. As the villagers went about their daily tasks, bundled up in layers of wool and fur, the sound of laughter and chatter filled the frosty air. Children built snowmen in the village square, their rosy cheeks glowing with delight. Adults hurried along the narrow streets, their footsteps muffled by the thick layer of snow. Smoke billowed from the chimneys, carrying with it the scent of hearty stews simmering on the fire. Aidan walked through the village, his eyes taking in the familiar sights and sounds. He smiled warmly at the children playing in the snow, their laughter echoing through the streets. He exchanged greetings with his fellow villagers, their faces flushed from the cold but filled with a sense of camaraderie. As he reached his own cottage at the edge of the village, Aidan's thoughts turned to his family. He pushed open the wooden door and stepped inside, greeted by the warmth of the fire crackling in the hearth. Eliza, his wife, sat by the fire with their two children, Emily and Thomas. "Welcome home, Aidan," Eliza said, her voice filled with love and relief. "The snow is falling heavily today. I was worried about you." Aidan kissed Eliza on the forehead and ruffled Thomas's hair. "I wouldn't miss coming home to you and the children for anything," he said, his voice filled with affection. The family gathered around the fire, their voices mingling with the crackling of the flames. They shared stories of their day, finding solace in each other's presence. Aidan knew that his family was the anchor that kept him grounded in this challenging winter. As the evening wore on, Aidan's mind drifted to the village and its struggles. The prolonged winter had taken its toll, and he could see the weariness etched on the faces of his fellow villagers. He knew that something had to be done to save their village from this chilling winter. But as the winter wore on, the severity of the magical winter became increasingly apparent. The crops that once thrived in the fertile fields surrounding the village began to fail under the weight of the relentless cold. The villagers struggled to find enough food and firewood to sustain themselves through the long winter nights. Aiden watched with a heavy heart as his fellow villagers grew gaunt and weary. His own family, his wife Eliza, and their 2 children felt the biting hunger and the fear that gripped their community. Aiden knew that something had to be done to save their village from this chilling winter. One evening, as he sat by the fire, Aiden overheard whispers among the villagers. They spoke of a powerful frost mage, rumored to be responsible for the prolonged winter. Fear and unease spread through the village like wildfire, and the blame fell squarely on the shoulders of this mysterious mage. Aiden's curiosity was piqued by the rumors of the frost mage. He couldn't bear to see his village suffer any longer. Determined to find a solution, he set out to investigate further. He spoke with the villagers, listened to their fears and worries, and tried to piece together the truth behind the winter's prolonged grip. One cold morning, Aiden gathered a group of concerned villagers in the village square. The air was thick with anticipation as he addressed the crowd, his voice steady and resolute. "Friends," Aiden began, "I have heard your fears and whispers of the frost mage. But let us not succumb to fear and blame. We must find a way to end this magical winter and bring warmth back to our homes." The villagers listened intently, their eyes filled with hope and desperation. They knew that Aiden was their best chance at finding a solution. "I propose that we seek the help of a legendary ice spirit," Aiden continued. "Legend has it that this spirit possesses great power over winter magic. If we can convince it to aid us, perhaps we can put an end to this prolonged winter." Aiden's proposal hung in the air, the villagers exchanging glances filled with uncertainty. The idea of seeking out an ice spirit was both intriguing and daunting. They had heard tales of such spirits, but had never encountered one themselves. Eamon, the village elder, stepped forward, his weathered face etched with wisdom. The villagers looked to him for guidance, their hopes resting on his words. "Aiden's suggestion is not without merit," Eamon said, his voice carrying through the square. "The frost mage's power is undeniable, but we cannot let fear paralyze us. We must face this challenge head-on and seek the aid of the ice spirit." Murmurs of agreement rippled through the crowd as the villagers absorbed Eamon's words. They knew that their only chance at ending this prolonged winter was to confront the source of its power. Aiden stepped forward, his eyes shining with determination. "I will embark on this journey to find the ice spirit," he declared. "But I cannot do it alone. I need volunteers who are willing to join me on this perilous quest." The square fell silent as the villagers contemplated Aiden's request. The weight of their village's survival hung heavy in the air, and they knew that they had to act. One by one, villagers stepped forward, offering their support and pledging their willingness to join Aiden on his journey. The square filled with a sense of unity and purpose, as the villagers realized that together, they could face any challenge. With a group of volunteers at his side, Aiden set off on the treacherous journey to find the ice spirit. The snow crunched beneath their boots as they trudged through the frozen landscape. The wind howled through the mountain passes, biting at their exposed skin. But Aiden and his companions pressed on, their determination unwavering. As they ventured deeper into the mountains, they encountered magical creatures that seemed to guide them towards their destination. A wise old owl perched on a snow-covered branch, its golden eyes shining with wisdom. It hooted softly, as if urging Aiden and his companions to continue on their path. A family of foxes crossed their path, their sleek coats blending seamlessly with the white surroundings. They darted through the trees, leading them further into the heart of the mountains. The journey was arduous and filled with challenges. They faced treacherous icy slopes, blinding snowstorms, and freezing temperatures that threatened to sap their strength. But through it all, Aiden's leadership and the unity of the group carried them forward. Days turned into weeks as they forged ahead, their determination unwavering. They huddled together at night, seeking warmth and solace in each other's presence. They shared stories and laughter, finding comfort in the camaraderie that had formed among them. After weeks of relentless travel, Aiden and his companions finally reached the ice spirit's cave. It was hidden deep within a frozen waterfall, its entrance shimmering with ethereal beauty. The sound of rushing water mingled with the chill of the wind, creating an otherworldly symphony. Aiden stepped into the cave, his breath catching in his throat at the sight before him. The walls were adorned with intricate ice formations that glowed softly in the dim light. The air was thick with a sense of ancient power and wisdom. As he made his way further into the cave, Aiden caught a glimpse of a figure bathed in an icy blue light. The ice spirit stood before him, tall and majestic, its features shifting like frozen water. "Greetings, Aiden Frostwood," the ice spirit spoke, its voice echoing through the cave. "I have sensed your arrival and your desire to end the magical winter that plagues your village." Aiden bowed respectfully before the ice spirit, his heart filled with gratitude. "Great Spirit," he began, "our village is suffering under this prolonged winter. We need your help to bring warmth back to our homes and fields." The ice spirit regarded Aiden with eyes as blue as glacial ice. "I can aid you," it said, "but only if the entire village stands united in their desire for change. It is through unity that the magic can be restored." Aiden's heart sank at the realization that convincing the villagers would be no easy task. The village was plagued by divisions and disagreements, and unity seemed like an impossible dream. Undeterred, Aiden returned to the village and gathered the villagers once more in the square. He shared his encounter with the ice spirit, his voice filled with conviction. "My friends," Aiden began, "the ice spirit has agreed to help us, but only if we stand united. We must put aside our differences and work together to bring an end to this magical winter." The villagers listened to Aiden's words, their faces reflecting a mixture of hope and doubt. But as Aiden spoke of the ice spirit's power and the need for unity, a spark ignited within them. They realized that their only chance at survival lay in coming together as a community. Under the guidance of Aiden, the villagers prepared for the unity ritual. They gathered in a circle, holding hands and closing their eyes. Aiden led them through a series of intricate steps, invoking the power of the ice spirit and channeling their collective energy. As they chanted in unison, a soft glow enveloped the village square. The snow beneath their feet began to melt, revealing patches of green grass. The temperature rose slightly, and a sense of hope filled the air. The villagers rejoiced as they witnessed the temporary thaw brought about by their unity. They hugged one another, tears of joy streaming down their faces. The snow continued to melt, revealing the budding shoots of once dormant flowers. Aiden stood in the center of the village square, his heart bursting with pride and gratitude. He looked around at his fellow villagers, their faces radiant with hope. "We have done it," he exclaimed, his voice filled with awe. "Through our unity, we have brought about this temporary thaw. Let us continue to work together and bring an end to this magical winter once and for all." The villagers cheered, their voices echoing through the mountains. They knew that their journey was not yet over, but they had taken a crucial step towards reclaiming their village from the grip of winter. As the village began to recover, Aiden's thoughts turned to the Frost Mage. He had learned of their identity through his encounters with the magical creatures in the mountains. Aiden knew that he had to confront the mage and put an end to their reign of winter. He sought out the Frost Mage, who resided in a secluded ice palace deep within the mountains. Aiden approached the palace with caution, his heart pounding in his chest. He knew that this encounter would be his greatest challenge yet. Inside the palace, Aiden found himself face to face with the Frost Mage. The mage was tall and imposing, their eyes as cold as ice. Aiden squared his shoulders, his voice steady as he addressed the mage. "I know what you have done," Aiden said, his voice filled with determination. "You have brought this prolonged winter upon our village, causing suffering and despair. It ends now." The Frost Mage laughed, a chilling sound that sent shivers down Aiden's spine. "You think you can defeat me, Weaver?" the mage sneered. "I am more powerful than you can imagine." Aiden's fingers twitched with anticipation as he faced off against the frost mage. He knew that his weaving skills, honed through years of practice, held a power of their own. With the unity of the village behind him, he felt an unyielding strength coursing through his veins. Aiden summoned all his skill and creativity, weaving intricate patterns in the air. Threads of magic danced around him, interweaving with the frost mage's own power. As they clashed, Aiden could feel the balance shifting in his favor. With one final surge of energy, Aiden unleashed a wave of warmth and light. The frost mage shrieked in agony as their power was overcome by the combined strength of Aiden's weaving and the unity of the village. As the battle ended, Aiden stood victorious, his breath ragged. The frost mage lay defeated at his feet, their powers extinguished. Aiden looked around at his village, now in the early stages of recovery. The crops began to grow again, and the villagers regained their strength and optimism. In the days that followed, Aiden took a moment to reflect on his journey and the lessons he had learned. He realized that true power lay not in individual strength, but in the unity of a community. It was through their collective determination that they had overcome the magical winter. Aiden sat by the fire, surrounded by his family. Eliza looked at him with pride and admiration, her eyes shining with love. "You have done something remarkable, Aiden," she said softly. "You have shown us the power of unity and the strength that lies within each of us." Aiden smiled, his heart filled with gratitude for his family's unwavering support. He knew that their village had a long road to recovery, but he was filled with hope for a brighter future. The story of Aiden Frostwood and the snowy village would be passed down through generations, a testament to the power of unity and perseverance. The villagers would never forget the winter that threatened to consume them, nor the weaver who led them out of darkness and into the warmth of a new beginning.